everybody, how's it going? Today we kick off a brand new collab to the Monster Strike world. It features Kimetsu no Yaiba. I believe the English translation is Demon Slayer. It's quite popular, you know, even unfortunately it still means I do not know anything about this collab or anime, so I will be struggling a little bit with the names, but bear with me. But I am familiar with the name at least because even the Hinatazaka girls that I follow, they actually are quite a fan of this anime as well, so I've heard different members talk about it as well. But that's as far as I know about the anime. Alright, but let's get started because there's so much to go over through, and you know, this is already a little bit late, so whoops, not that, but here we go. The gacha is going to be available until the 2nd of March, 11:59 a.m. Japan time. However, do make sure you keep in mind to pay attention to when the collab missions will end. They do not necessarily end at the same time when the collab gacha goes away. So if you want to finish things, make sure you check that date properly, because these are only up for 16 days, as you can see, which is until March 1st, 1859. And of course the event quests will have their own schedules. The ones that aren't up 24/7, they can be finishing earlier than what you would expect. And for those of you who are actually starting this game for the very first time, you can always check out when those collab missions are going to come up with this button there on the left. And then you can just see the character here, and these times are adjusted to your respective time zones, so you don't have to do any conversions here. The gacha screen, however, is in Japan time, so make sure you do adjust for time zones on this screen. Alright, so let's get into the details of the collab. We see, well, let's go back to the gacha page, that these are your collab monsters. In the very middle you see Kamado Tanjiro. And you can see there's a little difference here. His pre-transcended form, which is the 6-star that you will get out of the gacha, is actually a water type. And when he transcends into his final form, he turns into a fire type, which is, I believe, a first in this game. So make sure you do not forget that small fact. The other 5, 6 stars in this, or actually, let's go over Tanjiro real quick. He does have Minesweeper M, Mafuji, which is Demon's Bane. You get the Slayer against Demons and Demon's Bane. Demon Mancer. One of the two demon types. It's a double Slayer, essentially. You also have Laser Stop, Super Null Warp, and Vital Killer. Nice set, I think. Strike Shot, Speed Up Power Up, and basically the first monster you hit will constantly get slashed as you are constantly moving on the screen. So, you know, make sure you hit your target first, and then you'll get some follow-up damage on that. His bump combo is the Double Energy Circle L and the Super Slashy, sword attacks. That's a sword holding monster, so not surprised to see that as a bump combo. Next up, we've got Tomioka Gyu. He is the water monster. He stays a water monster, by the way. His skill set is Super Null Gravity Barrier with Null Magic Circle, and his gauge has no block. His strike shot is speed and power up, and after he is done moving, he will nullify all attacks on the very next turn of the enemy. So, and that's literally what it does. After he's done moving, he puts up his Nagi field or whatever, and you will take 0 damage from the immediately next enemy's attack. So that is a very, very interesting strike shot. Time it right, like when when the boss is about to explode with its pulsing attack, you will take 0 damage. And I've already seen videos online that it does nullify any the gravity attacks where you get 4 HP left. That gets nullified too. I haven't seen anything where you take damage, so you are completely invincible from the next enemy's attack. Pretty cool. Bump combo features the Trident Laser EL, and he's got the super long sword swipe attack. Again, sword owner, so not very surprised that that's a bump combo. And the last of the 5, 6-star monster is Kocho Shinobu. She gets Minesweeper with null damage wall and Recovery M on her gauge. Strike Shot is speed up and power up, and all touched enemies are poisoned, and all friendly units touched are healed from any status effects. And the cool thing here, it does look like that Shinobu's Strike Shot, that poison is actually a percent damage attack, poison attack. So I believe it was 15% what I saw online, that whatever after you get poisoned, it's actually 15% of the max health. So that is quite a significant Strike Shot, and actually very interesting to see what could be done to take advantage of that, to be honest, because percent attack in Monster Strike are very rare for good reason, because they do like to scale things stupidly in this game. So to have a straight up percentage damage could bring up some interesting strategies. And those are your 5-6 stars, and there are always 3 with a collab. There are the 4 5-star monsters, which can't get up to the max luck level, but you probably have an opportunity if you pull enough to get them to 90 luck. We've got Agatsuma Zenitsu in the light form. That the ability say here is Super Null Gravity Barrier with Counter Slayer M. We've got Null Block and Null Speed Down Wall on the gauge. And yes, because Counter Slayer M is on the main, that means the bump combo gets that damage, and it is the super static electricity. That's pretty nice. And of course, 4 5-star monsters usually with collabs are pretty broken, so this one looks quite interesting. The Strike Shot is a speed up and power up, and it'll do looks like he just like swipes across the string and just does a lot of damage. I believe his final attack is always a vertical up the middle, so very, very interesting Strike Shot. It looks awesome anyway. And the last one, we've got Piggy here. His official name is Hashibira Inosuke, and his skill set is Null Gravity Barrier with Super Null Warp, and you've got the repeated hit Slayer, so if you hit the same monster over and over, you'll do more and more damage, and Dash to get that speed kick. Strike Shot is speed up, power up, and basically will just ram into the nearest enemy and do a follow-up attack on that. And his bump combo is the Super Flare. Pretty cool. Cool monsters. I will not be pulling right now. Look forward to that in probably tomorrow's video to see how that goes. Oh yeah, and before I forget, I don't know, this is probably not popular with a lot of people, but when you do a 10 pull, you have the opportunity to get a special EX reward, and the contents of that EX reward are good job stickers. And yes, this is a little disappointing for those of you who really like this collab, because you don't get to pick it. It's randomly chosen from one of these 9 characters. So if you want all 9, you have to do 9 10 pulls. At the very least, you're guaranteed not to get any dupes, but to put all of these behind a 10 pull orb wall is a little bit disappointing to see from Mixie. I feel like you're milking the fans to get 10 pulls out of it. And while this game does give a lot of orbs, right? I've already back up to 255 after unloading on the new year, but getting 450 I don't think is very realistic for free. So it is essentially saying pay to get all of these good jobs. Again, slightly disappointed with that decision, but hey, everybody's trying to make money. Last point is, once you do, if you are whaling on this, which is certainly possible, once you clear all 9 of the good jobs, it does transition into Monster Strike item rewards. You can see that there's an Eraberu Bell, Biscuit, Miracle Min, Waku Waku Stick, Waku Waku Min, Insta Ascend, Insta Transcend, and Divine Charles as possible EX rewards. Once you get all of those, then that just repeats itself in terms of items. Sorry, no scroll this time, so you can't pay your way to get some scrolls this time. Okay, and you know, just to review everything again, right? Like, it's a pretty nice set of characters for the collab. So I think the art looks really cool, and yeah, like, I don't know, that the art for the piggy dude, nice. All right, I'm gonna hide for a little bit to go over the event quests. We've got Yaiba and Susamaru as your 6-star direct drop quest. That is available 24/7. You know, in return for 24/7, you only get them directly from the boss. However, if you co-op, you have the opportunity to get up to 3 from the boss at the very end, and the first clear for each day. Remember, this game does reset its clock at 4 a.m. Japan time. Each first clear for the day gives you 7 drops outright. So if you don't want to do it all at once, you don't have to, because as long as you do it once per day, you're going to get a healthy 7 drops each time. So you don't have to slave over. However, also keep in mind, since it's a direct drop quest, you do not need to bring any max lux. Just bring your strongest monster to the quest, like Lorelei, and clear it without worry. Next, we've got, let's see, Numa no Oni for the 4 5-star event quest. That's available 24/7, as well as Shuki? Teki? I don't think it's Teki, it's probably Shuki, right? I did not look that one up, so I'm a little bit caught off guard. How to pronounce his name? Nope, I guess it's Teoni. Alright, well, that was unfortunate. Okay. So those are your 4 5-star quests. They will be available 24/7, so you're free to run them as many times as you want, whenever you want, but do keep in mind they go up to 90 luck and not max luck. As for the scheduled event quests, those are your 5 6-star monsters. We've got Kyogai and Rui. And of course, these are scheduled events, so you can always see when they come up on that scheduled menu, like I showed earlier. And just as usual, when you clear it 3 times, you get 3 drops. When you clear 5 times, you get 5 drops, and you get a divine on the 10th clear. These ones, of course, you do need max lux to maximize your output, or again, just wait until Monster Strike Day to take advantage of that bonus. Hey again. Now, in addition to those monsters, you can collect Nezuko's box. And Nezuko's box is a 4-star monster. You will get 1 box per day for each login day that is a part of the collab, for a total of 15 free drops just by logging in. There are special missions you can get to, and that is this thing here, the white badge on the top corner of your home screen. You can see your progress in terms of your rank, and the important thing here is that you must clear the quest that you are currently on, or you can only get the clear for the quest that you are currently on. So even if you clear something beyond your current rank, you will not get credit for it. So be very careful about that. As for the quests, you can take a look at this. Let me turn the sound a little bit. There you go. You can look at the menu here, screenshot here to see what your mission is and what your reward is. So I already cleared the first one, which is doing a quest via co-op. You get 15 of those Nezuko boxes as a reward. The next one is clearing either of the event quests that are the 4 5-star monsters, so Teno Oni or Numa no Oni, and you have to clear at the top difficulty at Savage. Once you do that, you'll get a good job sticker for Kamado Tanjiro. Next up is clearing the 5-star fire event quest. Gotta do that at the extreme difficulty. You'll get 25 Nezuko boxes as a result. After you clear that, then you can take on the yellow quest, which I already forgot how to pronounce. Well, whatever the light quest is. You can clear that quest at its extreme level, and you'll get a good job sticker for Zenitsu Agatsuma. Once you clear that, then you are free to clear a quest with a collab character in your party. Do that, you'll get 40 boxes holding Nezuko. After that, now you have to clear an impossible or colossal quest with a collab character, and that gives you a Inosuke Hashibira good job sticker. Once you clear that, then you have to take on the Insidious quest. And again, this Insidious quest is scheduled, so make sure you clear everything up to that point so you can get credit for that. Once you clear that, you'll get 85 drops of the Nezuko box. After that, you should have enough to max luck Nezuko, so you should get that next mission really quickly. And appropriate enough, you get that good job with Nezuko Kamado as your reward. Once you clear that, now it gets a little difficult. You need to clear a Gozetsu quest with a collab character in your party. That gives you a super type scroll, which is a really nice reward. After that, you have to take on probably the hardest quest, which is to clear the Insidious quest, which is a water quest with only fire monsters. That means you are in a significant elemental disadvantage, and this quest does feature boosted damage for elemental effectiveness, so you will be taking a significant damage hit by taking on this quest with fire monsters only. Clear that, you get that special badge that you saw on the home screen featuring the, I think that's the Kashira. Is it Kashira? Maybe not. Let me just take that back and not guess what that means. But it's the icon in the very middle. You're able to use that as your max luck badge instead. So it's nice looking, but that's the only reward for clearing it with all fire monsters. So if it's not worth it to you, maybe don't worry about it. As you can see, the length of the quest missions take place from start to March 4th, 1159. And here are the details of the Insidious quest. You're going to be taking on Urokodaki Sakonji. Yep, there you go. Now the important thing is, this might be unfortunate for those of you who are fans of the anime, but Kikonji? Whatever. This boss does not drop, so it's just a matter of clearing this quest, and he is used as the boss of the quest. And let me just remind you one more time that you do need to be on the proper mission level to get the unlock clear for that mission. So I can't do it, for example, at this point, because I have not yet cleared the 4 or 5 star or anything up below it. You can't even see the quest, right? Because it'll say, hey, not yet. Just make sure you clear what you need to before you get that far. Alright, next. Now, of course, we're going to want to be able to evolve Nezuko here. You saw that she is initially in that box state at 4 stars. You are able to evolve her by collecting blood, and by collecting blood, that is only done by clearing collab quests. Once you clear collab quests, you will get some blood based on how many people you co-opt with and the difficulty of the stage. So you can see on the chart here, if you solo, you'll get 8 blood points if you are clearing a savage quest, or 14 if you're doing an extreme Kyukyoku stage. 2-player co-op gives you 10 and 16 respectively, 3-player 12 and 18, and 4-player gives you 14 and 20 blood points respectively. So of course, if you want to complete her, once you get 100 blood points, you'll get the 5-star version of Nezuko unlocked, and once you collect 500 blood points, that unlocks the 6-star version of Nezuko, which is ideally what you want to max luck her. So it should be straightforward if you are max lucking any of these collab quest monsters. If you're not max lucking them, well, just at least run them enough, right? If you're playing with 4-player co-ops, that is going to be at least 25 runs with a 4-player co-op on an extreme stage. So that's not too bad. So if that's what's necessary, you might as well at least pick one to max luck out of it. It's just efficient, right? Why not? Also, do pay attention on the next Monster Strike Day. There is, of course, the standard Tokudama that you can pick up there, but you can also exchange luck for alternate Strike Shot voices for every collab monster in this collab. Whether it's an event quest or a gacha monster, I do believe they are available for exchange. So feel free to do that if you do enjoy the anime. I'm sure the lines that they give you are very nicely done, and probably worth it if you like the anime. If you don't, like myself, I'll save the luck. Alright, number 11, there is this interesting concept of the Senpai Taishi and the Shinjin Taishi, and for the purposes of describing that, I'm just going to call it Senpai and Newbie. Okay, like, you're here playing a Japanese game, you can handle Senpai, right? I know you can. Alright, you will be classified into these two classes based on your last login date. So, of course, if you are a very new player to the game, you are, of course, by definition a newbie. So any player that has installed the game after February 12th, 4 a.m. Japan time, you will be classified as a newbie. If you haven't played for the game for a while, in fact, specifically, if your last login date to the game is before February 5th, 4 a.m. Japan time, then you will also be declared as a newbie. If neither of these restrictions apply to you, right? You've logged in the last, 2 weeks of the game, playing the game, you will be considered a senpai. And what that means is you will be able to earn rewards based on these classifications. And here's an important thing. Once you clear the mission, you will be promoted to a senpai if you are a newbie. So you cannot, reap the rewards very easily, as a newbie. Once you clear, you're upgraded, and now you gotta go find a newbie on your own, right? So do take care about that. And what these missions are is, for the newbies, all you need to clear is any collab quest through co-op. And this is, of course, very rewarding if you're starting the game, because as you start the game, you get 5 rewards for your first 10 players that you play co-op with. And now you also get this Tokudama reward. In addition to 1 raffle entry, they're giving away some real-life items as well as an Insta Transcension gem, which should help you out if you have managed to pull anybody from the gacha, for example, that has a Transcension. And again, let me make this clear one more time. Once you clear this mission, you are promoted to senpai. And so you are also able to take advantage of the following quest, which is, as a host, you need to co-op with a newbie. If you are able to do that, you will get 1 raffle entry and 2 Tokudamas for each of the newbies you play with, up to a maximum of 5 newbies. So if you are able to do all of this, you will be able to earn 10 Tokudamas, 11 if you start out as a newbie. So this is a pretty nice way to encourage new players to start the game and have these veterans of the game come along and play with these newbies, because free pulls are always nice pulls. And as what I've seen online, if you do a 10 pull with Tokudamas, you will get a free sticker out of that. So do try to hold off on pulling those Tokudamas until you can do a 10 pull to take max advantage of that. And my friends, I am finally done with this collab in terms of talking. There's a lot of stuff, and this collab does seem to be very newbie friendly setup. I know a bunch of people are a little bit disappointed with the skill sets. It doesn't seem very broken immediately, but there are some interesting quirks that do come with these gacha monsters, which make it interesting to see how they will play out in the future, right? With Shinobu's poison being a percentage damage based, that could open up some interesting things. Also with Gyu's strike shot of just completely nullifying the next attack, that's interesting to see how that can be taken advantage of. Tanjiro, I don't know. I mean, anything with that null magic circle ability is, of course, wait, no, he's not the one with the null magic circle. Oh, he has a Slayer on the main and Minesweeper M. So he has a lot of multipliers that could add up, right? You got the Minesweeper M, Slayer, the Mahuji, and the Super Null Warp, as well as Vital Slayers. There's 4 avenues to bump up the attack. And of course, when you strike shot, that's another boost in your attack. So it's an interesting stack of damage, but of course, that does require really good circumstances to take advantage of. And yeah, that's about it. Again, like I was saying, I do feel like this is a opportunity for newbies to start the game. Again, it's a super popular collab, so just by using that name, there is probably going to be an influx of new people. If you happen to be an English speaker only, welcome to the channel. I am more than willing to help out. If you have any questions with the game, please ask in the comments, or if you're a veteran too, or should a senpai out there, I'm also here to answer your questions. If you want to see the latest news, make sure you follow my Twitter channel on ENGmonst, and that's where you'll get the latest Monster Strike news, as well as ScottNackYT if you want to follow when I upload videos. And I don't forget to send that tweet out. Also, if you'd be so kind to give me a like, subscribe, because that always feels good to see people, that number go up. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned tomorrow, tonight, later today, I don't know, when I will pull up my gacha video for this collab. 255, I probably won't use all of it, but at the very least that Tokudama is going to get hit, or not Tokudama, Hoshidama is going to get hit. So looking forward to that. Alright, bye everybody.